YouTube, it's Randy here. It's Wednesday for Proof Weight Loss Surgery Works. I want to apologize first and foremost. I skipped last week. I'm very sorry. Wasn't feeling up to making a video last week, just wasn't in the mood, so I skipped out on you, and I'm very, very sorry. So to make up for it, I'm going to kind of do a double whammy today for you. I'm going to answer last week's question as well as this week's question. So to get started off, last week's question, I'm sure you saw all the lovely ladies and their opinions already on this, but I want to give mine too. Yay! Alright, the first question last week was, do you think about how much is on your plate before you eat? Is portion control important to you? Portion control prior to lap band surgery was not important to me. I ate whatever I could eat, whatever could get in my mouth. I was a member of the Clean Plate Club. My father was a big harper on the Clean Plate Club as a child. You know, you cannot get up from your seat at dinner time until you finish what's on your plate. Sometimes I'd fall asleep at my plate. So I was a big clean the plate off, eat as much as I can, whatever, you know. Full to me was when my pants felt tight. You know, that kind of like Thanksgiving, oh my god, I should have worn sweatpants kind of a full. I never really paid attention to portion control. Since lap band, portion control is much different. First and foremost, I've started eating off of smaller plates. I went from like a normal, probably 10-inch plate, probably down to, I haven't measured it, so it's probably like a 5 or 6-inch plate, and I could probably even eat off of like a saucer plate, like that goes with like a teacup, that size. But I'm afraid of spilling food, so I don't usually eat off that one. I eat off a little bit bigger of a plate. I don't fill the plate, but I eat off of a bigger plate just because I'm weird. But usually before I put anything on that plate, I use a 1-cup container. I don't have them with me today, but I bought some from Ziploc makes them, and they're like snack tops. They're the extra small size, and so they're 1 cup. I bought a bunch of those, and usually whatever I'll make, I'll put into that cup first, and then I'll put it on the plate. So portion control is very important to me these days. I usually don't eat much. I don't eat more than that cup. I usually can't. And since I got my last fill over a month ago, I think it was in January, I usually can't eat all of that cup. Sometimes I'm leaving stuff on the plate, so I'm getting out of the Clean Plate Club. It's been a tough battle to get out of the Clean Plate Club because I still kind of have that mentality of I have to finish what's on the plate. You know, the big thing as a parent is, oh, there's a kid starving in Africa. Eat your veg, whatever. So I'm still struggling to get out of that mentality, but I'm getting better at it. I wrap food up more often than not, or sometimes I feel like I'm in a restaurant. I ask for a box as soon as I get it. Sometimes I ask them to wrap it up for me because I know, if you have it wrapped up right away, I don't eat as much, I tend to see. So portion control is very, very important to me. The question for this week, how are you keeping yourself accountable? A couple different ways. YouTube is the first, making videos on here, coming in weekly, even though I skipped last week. That is a great way to keep me accountable. Like I talked about in this week's video that I put up yesterday, I saw Banded Weddy, and she was saying about how you have to come on with the good, the bad, the ugly. And as soon as she said that, I was like, yep, she's right. It's good. Even though I kind of shied away last week, mostly because of the mood I was in. Part of it was dealing with because I had to gain, and I, kind of felt embarrassed to come in and say I had to gain. But, that's a good thing to show, not a good thing to show, but a good thing to come on and talk about, because then you get all the support from different people, you're held accountable, and then you've got something to work against next week. You have to work harder to make it more of a loss than it was a gain the week before. So YouTube is a great accountability piece. For calories, I've been counting my calories. I'll show you. Sorry, I'm going to move you. But the way that I keep track of my calories is on the internet. This is my Gmail account. You can see Gmail up here. I use Google Documents so that I can do it at home. So if you see, sorry if I'm shaky, in the top corner here, Documents, I created a document for myself so I can edit it at work as well as home without going back and forth and forwarding myself. So I've got a couple different documents. This one up here, my food journal for February 2011. I go through, and this is how I keep track of my calories. I haven't filled in today's, so we'll use This one, for an example, Mondays. So I just put the date. Sorry, I know it's blurry. You really can't see the date, my weight for the day, what I ate for breakfast, the calories, the protein, the amount I ate. And I just do that for each meal or a snack. Vitamins I took, and then at the bottom it has, the total calories, total protein for the day. So that's how I'm keeping track or accountable with my calories, and I try and update that every single day. As I talked about in this week's video on my channel, Randy for Change, the past couple weeks I've kind of been slacking on that, so that's why this one isn't as filled in as it should be, but I'm trying to get back on that wagon. Other ways of keeping myself accountable, I started my own blog. It's called randydoeslife.tumblr.com, and it's basically, I saw a guy who lives down in Arkansas who's becoming more and more popular, a guy named Ben Davis. He started Ben Does Life 2 years ago and started his own blog. It's kind of like a gift to his grandmother and how he kind of got his life back in check. And he started off 360 pounds. He's not a weight loss surgery person. He just was overweight and kind of got hold of his life and changed his life. Right now he's down almost, he's at 219 right now, so I believe he's lost over 140 pounds, 130, my math's terrible. But anyway, he did it, and it kept him accountable. He would weigh in and post it on the blog, and it was a way for his grandmother to kind of keep track of him because they lived in different states. And so I started my own blog, and mine is nowhere near as good as his. I'm not as witty as him, but it's basically a lot of my random thoughts as well as my weight loss journey, things that I'm going through. So I thought a blog would be a good way to keep myself accountable. Also, I have a challenge going on with my mother, so that's keeping me accountable. We weigh in every Thursday. It's kind of a Biggest Loser challenge type deal. Weigh in every Thursday, and at the end of it, in a few weeks, the person who's lost the most weight, we're going to buy the winner is going to buy, or the loser is going to buy the winner an outfit, up to a $100 outfit. So I thought that was better than, here's $100. This will be, it's nice. Pick out an outfit worth $100 because you won. So I'm trying to get her on that too. So tons of different ways to keep myself accountable. Accountability is key in this. When you don't hold yourself accountable, good things don't happen on the scale, or you don't have as many non-scale victories. So my advice out there to anybody who's pre-weight loss surgery, considering weight loss surgery, post-weight loss surgery, keep yourself accountable. Alright, have a great week, everybody. I'll see you next week. Make sure you check out my personal channel, Randy for Change. If you're interested in my blog, again, it's randydoeslife.tumblr.com. Check it out. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thanks for watching.